Hello guys, Luke here. We're going to be talking about the thrust, okay, what it says, thruster efficiency, curves and aerodynamics. This is a new gameplay feature that has just been basically popped on the roadmap like a week ago, when I was recording this obviously, for 3.10. So with the gameplay feature videos, I like to pull up the description of what we're talking about. So first of all, this is already in polishing phase, so it's going to come out in 3.10. What's great. So the card says thruster efficiency curves will drastically change the way thrusters work in atmosphere. The work will include a major update to aerodynamics for ships, resulting in far more dynamic and believable behavior for ships in atmosphere. However, with the monthly report, we got a bit more news on this one. Not a lot, but a bit more news on the monthly report in the features and vehicles area. It says the vehicle feature team continued closing out their work on the upcoming Alpha 3.10 patch. This includes new in-atmosphere aerodynamics that enables more depth and varying behaviors between the vehicles. This change is closely related to long-awaiting thruster efficiency curve features when both launch ships will behave completely differently in atmosphere compared to space. Right now, the state of atmosphere, ships being in atmosphere and how they work isn't great. I took a clip of me in the carrack that I'll put in the editing. This is a reminder for myself to put this clip in the editing of a carrack going on Hurston. So Hurston's a big planet. It's got quite a bit more gravity than a moon would have. And this is a big ship. This is a large ship. I think it's classified as a large ship. And as you can see with the clip that I was probably showing you, you can see that my nose is pointing right down on the ground, and it's not actually really that realistic of what something would actually happen. And I think that's what a lot of people have the issue is that you can have like basically huge large ships just floating like centimeter up just above the planet by its nose. It doesn't really look great as a result. What I did find with the carrack though is if you actually turn it upside down, that bit of the clip will get there when it gets there, and it actually does hit the ground. Doesn't have enough thruster from the obviously from the top, so it does hit that on the ground. That's what I actually was surprised when I was testing that out, that happened. But obviously a lot of people don't like this look of the game and want the thrusters to be a bit more realistic instead of this arcadey looking disgusting bit of the game. Now CIG is going to address this problem in 3.10, or it's going to make a start, and that's what I think it's going to be. It's going to be a start. It's not going to be the finished project of what a ship will do in atmosphere. This is not what it's going to be. It's going to be the start of it. It's going to be the start of tweaking the thrusters, and most importantly, I think it's the start of tweaking thrusters in areas of what size in the size category. So smaller ships might not get tweaked as much, and then the medium switch might get tweaked a bit more, where they with the weight is going to be involved. And then on and on, larger ships are going to be much more worse in atmosphere at first. And I think this is what we're going to first see. I don't think we're going to see like ships that have wings are going to be infected with that atmosphere right now. I think that's going to be in the future, a future update for the atmosphere. I don't think that's what we're going to see right now. I think it's just really tweaks to the thrusters instead of taking account that, okay, this ship's got wings, this ship has VTOL. Well, VTOL is kind of like already in the game, but you know what I mean, like I don't think we see like wings, ships with wings that are going to have better atmosphere than ships without wings. I think it's just like thruster changes to mostly like the size of the ship and how heavy the ship is. Now I definitely can be wrong here. This is not facts I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to shout out my opinions here, and I'm shouting, it's me theorizing. So about this atmosphere is that I'm theorizing that when we see this in 3.10, I don't think we're going to see it really in depth. I think this is going to be tier 1 kind of level where they're just going to swap some of the thruster levels around and try to make it a bit more realistic, so that carrot clip that I've shown is not going to happen anymore. So in 3.10 I see the ship, mostly large ships like the carrack, become harder to fly and won't be able to pull off the stunts like you see in the clip. So we could actually see other ships, smaller ships like the Buccaneer, have a little bit more like, feels like there's some air resistance there when it comes to the atmosphere, and you might not be able to just sit there standing still, and you might have some drag coming down onto you. You might actually have to try to keep on moving, and hopefully I think this is really what it could be. It might make it a bit more interesting to play in the atmosphere, and actually you could probably see some much more cooler dogfights when it comes to how this air resistance and gravity is going to be influencing more on the ship. Now this is why I believe that this change is going to be quite important to the game and how it develops through the game, because this could change how we're going to be dogfighting in the future. This is going to change simply just going from space into a city. It's going to change how we're going to approach this, and what ships we're going to have to be doing in certain situations in atmosphere. For the future of Star Citizen, we're going to see ships like the Hercules, that in lore is supposed to be built in atmosphere on Crusader, the big gas giant. And because of this, it's going to be very good in atmosphere, and it's going to be very good on planets. Ships like the Saber, we're also going to see, because they are winged and they're very similar to modern jets today. We're going to see them very good in atmosphere and very good at dogfighting. We're also going to see ships like the Cat and like the Starfarer in the future become very poor in atmosphere. Those ships are essentially bricks. The Starfarer is terrible to fly right now, and the Cat is basically a huge rectangle with a little wing on it. That's definitely not going to support it in atmosphere. This could mean in the future ships like the Cat will be restricted from places in atmosphere because they can't fly that well in atmosphere, that other ships can actually go. Now this leads me into the last point I want to actually say, and that is back in CitizenCon 2016, the one with the sandworm in it. I've got a clip of it, and as we can see, the constellation Aquila actually tries to go to the point, and it actually gets restricted. It can't go there because of how it's built, and this ship's another ship that's not going to be good in atmosphere, and so this ship can't go to that point because of how it's designed, and so they fly back and they land somewhere else. And I think this is where we're trying, once we see stuff like that, this is going to start being like the last tier of whatever atmosphere they're going to call it, flight model in atmosphere we're going to see. And I think this is actually going to be very interesting for seeing what ships you're going to want to fly and what ships you're going to use to fly in certain areas in the game. Now that's my take of the new gameplay feature that's coming out in 3.10 and what it might be developed into the future. I really hope that we get something close to what I was saying, because I think that will make the game much more interesting, and it'll make it loads of situations. It changes how we're going to be playing the game in the future, and how we're going to counter it, how we're going to solve different situations in different ships. And I think it makes it so much more interesting. Hopefully it makes it so much more interesting. Hopefully it's just not just an annoying gameplay feature, because that definitely could happen, and the CIG could make the flight model even worse than what it is right now, and let's hope that's not the case. So if you like the video, press the like button. If you dislike the video, press the dislike button. And if you want to subscribe and want to see more of this gameplay features, press the subscribe button. I have got a new animation on the thing, so if you don't like it, if people really don't like it, I'll take it off if you want me to. I wanted to practice on animation, and I'd be practicing on other things, and that was one of the things I thought would be cool to do. But hey, if you guys really hate it, I'll take it off for you. So thank you for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it.